I love this franchise so much. I'm so emotionally invested in it. Most of my acting career, I've been involved with this project. I've watched it grow from literally a seed and expand and be accepted, loved, revered, cherished. Whole generations have been enchanted by this.
The animated movie had such a big feel and theme to it. Just seeing everything come together in live action, it only, enhances it and makes it bigger and grander and just more beautiful. The arena, the characters, the dragons. It really puts me into the world, and it's incredible.
It has that same magic that the first one does and that same childlike wonder that you get. So it feels incredibly nostalgic, but it also has a new energy to it. When it's people and the stakes are higher and the danger is bigger and the dragons are bigger and the fire is real fire, you kind of feel more on the edge of your seat.
I would always think, I kind of wish I was actually in those worlds myself, experiencing that, seeing the dragons. In this Viking village, in that great hall, on that Viking ship. Now I had the opportunity to do that, to live and breathe story, to fight those dragons for real, and to look in the eyes of my son and experience so many emotions and feel that so truthfully and know that's a whole new How to Train Your Dragon that we're bringing to the world.
My name is Dean DeBlois. I am the writer and director of How to Train Your Dragon. Today is January 15th, 2024, and it is day one of principal photography. Yeah, getting dressed.
I'm gonna do my full life film,
Okay. Oh, that's good.
Action.
Hey, how would one sneak up on a Night Fury?
Focusing.
You're not even trying.
I've wanted to work in live action my whole career, and having the opportunity to do this kind of world building and to revisit characters but with a fresh spin is just super exciting to me, because I know where the heart of this story is, and I know what the ambition was from the start.
Kaboom! Off to the left. All of a sudden, a dragon punches through the chains.
There are 12 books in the book series, and they were never going to make 12 movies. There were changes that had to be made, and I knew they would have to be made. But what was important to me was that the movies were true to the spirit of the books.
You're many things, son, but a dragon killer is not one of them.
I love movies that have a really poignant message buried deep within a moving spectacle, adventure, wonder. But at its core, this is really a story about finding your voice and being brave enough to follow your own convictions in a world that wants you to assimilate, wants you to become like everyone else. Marching to the beat of your own drum has been such an important lesson for me in my life that I love to carry that forward.
Dean is the right filmmaker and storyteller for the live-action version, not just because he created the animated film, but because there's something about Dean that is a little bit like Hiccup. He's someone, I think, that through his life journey, he understands this kid. He understands his psychology, he understands his behavior. He lives inside this world and these characters.
We really climb into this world, so you get all of that beautiful story that we can be captivated by and enthralled by and moved by and be taught by. At the same time, in this dreamlike world that we've always imagined and wished you could live in.
One of the challenges in casting, particularly with the young actors, was finding the essence of who those characters are, but not necessarily casting carbon copies of their animated selves. And so we went on a wide search, and we met with so many different potential hiccups and astrids and rough nuts and tough nuts and fish legs and snotlout. We were looking for the right chemistry between actors who brought specificity to their character, who embodied the essence of who that character is, and brought their own charms to it.
Dean cast this movie so brilliantly, and he found a young star in every way, and that was a joy.
And Mason came in, and I remember he was so nervous and so sweet and shy.
Well, it looks like we're in for a brutal, gruesome good time, huh?
Read it. I was kind of like, oh, you're so perfect.
Watch out for that dragon.
It's not the dragon I'm worried about.
I couldn't have described someone more perfect for it. He came in and he was tall and kind of shoulders like this and was anxious, and he just killed it. As soon as he started reading, I remember being in awe of him.
When I got the audition, I didn't think I was gonna get it, to be honest. I was like, oh, this is gonna be a fun experience. And when I got the chemistry read thing, I was like, oh, I get to meet Dean, the director. And I was like, oh, I'm excited to meet him because I'm a fan.
Is it working? Yeah, it's working. Anyway, look, you did really great, and everyone was really excited to see the chemistry reads, and so we just actually had a couple of other questions for you. A couple questions? Yeah, actually, I suppose it's just one question really. Is would you like to play Hiccup in the movie? Wait, are you serious? We're totally serious. Oh my god! Oh my god! Mom, did you hear that?
Getting to play him is such an honor. I can't believe I'm here. I feel like this is a joke almost, but no, it's such an honor. And growing up, Hiccup was, my hero. I love him so much, and I relate to him so much.
Yeah, that's right. Back in your bin.
Watching him as Hiccup in the myriad of emotions and experiences and the complexity and the depth that he brought to that character, and his humor and his physicality. If you say, what is the advantage of live action? It's things like that. Getting to see a fresh take on Hiccup, but by a brilliant young actor.
It's not often you get to be a part of something that so many people love and cherish, so it was really scary kind of going into it, but I'm just so excited to, be here and bring Hiccup to another life.
I wanted to keep all of the elements of Hiccup that everybody loves. Hiccup's charm, he almost makes fun of himself, but also add a new depth to Hiccup, a little bit of darkness and sadness.
He's such a brilliant Hiccup for a new generation to have as their Hiccup and to know and to love. He is going to be such a brilliant role model for so many people, and I'm very lucky to have got to witness it up close, and that I get to be his Astrid is something that I am forever fortunate.
Ow! That's for scaring me.
Okay, is it always gonna be like this? Cause
These two, they just spark together. It's amazing. I felt that they both embodied the attributes and the core character of Hiccup and Astrid live in the room in a way that nobody else could.
And that's whether or not you would like to play Astrid in How to Train Your Dragon.
Of course, oh my god, I really thought I would on her and you guys would be like, how tall are you? If my younger self had known that one day I would be a version of what I was seeing on screen, I would have died. I can't even describe how thrilled I would have been. The idea that I could ever be for young kids what she was for me is mind-blowing. With Astrid, I know from really early on, me and Dean spoke about never wanting her to be mean. Her disdain towards Hiccup is coming from a grander scheme, and she cares about the fight against dragons, and she cares about proving herself, and she cares about all of them proving themselves, because she knows that they are the successors to their parents and that they will be kind of the next up to fight the fight.
In case you forgot, our parents' war is about to become ours.
That's her soul, that's her embodiment, that's her power that Astrid shows, and I think Nico captures that so well, and as an actor she's so talented and she's so diverse, and to be able to play this character that people love and to do it right and to give it justice is just so amazing.
Nico is such a sweet person and such an incredible actress, and I don't think I could have done it without her. She just has this energy to her. You want to be around her, you want to be her friend. She's so humble, so kind, so caring. And, I'm glad to call her a friend.
1, 2, 3, Step Brothers.
Are you joking?
No!
No, we're not. Are you joking? No, we're not.
You guys are crazy.
This is insane, guys.
Ready?
I'm on you. Oh, are you on? Yeah, I'm on you, yeah. Yeah, welcome to set. Yeah. Welcome to set of How to Train Your Dragon. Yes. My name is Julian Dennison, I play Fleshly, and that's Dean.
Julian has such a unique comedic rhythm, and the character of Fishlegs has such an enthusiasm about dragons. Putting Julian Dennison as that character just felt like a match made in heaven.
When I got the part, watching the films and studying Fishlegs and being like, man, how do I portray? Because it's like, he is funny, but it's not a thing of like he's telling a joke. He's just like naturally kind of oozes this kind of weirdness about him that people find attractive and funny. So as a kid, you just obsess over things. And for me, that was kind of like the heart that I wanted for Fishlegs. It's like, as soon as he gets the chance to talk about the things he loves, he'll just go crazy. And I think he is a weirdo, and I think that's what people love about him, and that's what I loved about the character, so.
Look, I have cards. One thing that I really love about this live-action version is that Fishlegs is just so precious, and it's so hard to be mean to him on set. They'll be like, oh, action rolling. Oh, don't be afraid to like really lay into him and make fun of him. I'm like, I don't want to though, because he's so sweet.
Julian is one of the funniest and sweetest people of all time. He's my best friend. I mean, he probably doesn't think that, but he's my best friend. It's in my contract, it's in his too. And he is so funny and such an incredible actor.
Small eyes, large nostrils.
And watching him work is great.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to open your third eye. In today's video, we have my lovely assistant here,
Harry.
Harry.
Rough nut, tough nut, figure out its shot limit. Make it mad.
That's our specialty!
Rough Nut and Tough Nut ride a two-headed dragon, and our two-headed dragon are Bronwyn and Harry. They may not look exactly alike, but they sure think they do. And in real life, they finish each other's sentences.
It's like looking in a mirror.
Yeah, sometimes we even speak at the same moment.
I was still trying to kind of figure out who Tough Nut was, because he's also very different to who I am. As soon as I did a chemistry read with Bronwyn, and that's when it kind of clicked, because they're two parts of a person. Suddenly I was like, oh, I'm desperate to get this, and I'm desperate for her to get this too. And I understood the character so much more.
Working with Harry has been a dream. I want to do it all day, every day. I am chaining him to my waist so that we can do every job together.
Where is she? I could talk about working with Bronwyn all day because it's an absolute joy. I think anyone that's met her has just been like, God, what a fantastic person. There she is, my perfect angel.
There's something that she does with her face, which is this kind of like unbothered, like, thing that she does, and it makes me laugh every single time she does it. She's so lovely, she's so kind. To have her be the only other female in the recruits has been such a blessing, because she's so warm and sweet and lovely.
This girl's gotta stick together until I have to take you out.
Hey, just some of the banter you can expect working with us. With the cast of How to Train Your Dragon. Follow me.
Snotlout has a confidence that befits a man 3 times his size. And Gabe Howell found a way into this character where he managed to have a gigantic ego in a pint-sized package, but still make you root for him.
Snotlout is this kind of hyper masculine, kind of thinks that he's the best and that everyone is kind of fawning after him constantly, and in reality, no one is. But what's interesting about Gabriel is that I think we're all actually a bit in love with him. He's just so wonderful.
Hey, Julian! Julian! When I was first auditioning for it, a lot of the stuff that Dean liked was this sort of idea of any day now, it's gonna happen any day now. I'm gonna be the guy any day now. I'm gonna grow any day now. And growing up a bit little and shorter than the rest of the people that were around me, I think it was tapping into that and being just swinging up and building this sort of exterior that is this huge guy that then is in this smaller package. But obviously he's hiding a lot of his true brilliance at the beginning. At the end, you get the heart and the loyalty and the vulnerability and the compassion that is there the whole time, but he's not quite sure how to show it and sees it as a weakness if it does bleed out.
Maybe the dragon that I haven't trained right here.
Hiccup helps him sort of see that it's okay to be who he is. And he's not got to be anyone, let alone his dad.
Dad, I was just talking.
Don't talk to me in public.
Gabriel, who plays my son, he's brilliant. It's so great. His hair's like a little mini copy of mine.
Is that my kid?
To literally see Snotlout next to his dad, I think makes him make so much sense. And I think that's something we don't get in the animation.
You look so good. Work it.
Nick Frost as Gobber. I mean, he's phenomenal. He's amazing. Brings just this hilarity and this bigness to his character.
My agent kind of called me and said, they want you to be in How to Train Your Dragon. I was like, wowzers. You never want to believe in your heart that you're in your 50s, you know, as a person. Even though it says in the script, Gobber, early 60s, which I was absolutely fuming at. You know, you realise that you are the elder kind of statesman on set when you have 6 younger actors. And I mean, Mason's 16.
It's kind of like at the start, I'm like, oh, what is this guy about? Like, what is this guy like? And then you meet him and he's like raw and he like tells the truth and he's like very much just himself. And to be able to watch him and to work with him, and I think he plays Gobber so well.
I personally have a really bad knee, and I was meant to have my knee replaced a week before I got this job. So I put it on hold and then had a conversation with Dean about how bad my knee was. And he said, well, okay, well, Gobber's only got one leg anyway, so this is going to work perfectly. I'm sure this will cause panic amongst the fans, but Gobber's missing leg is now his left leg in the live action, and in the animated, it was his right leg. So if the fans are looking to blame someone, blame my left knee.
He just has that sort of charming, lovable, disarming quality to him where he can be crass, but also there are words of wisdom, and there's a lot of affection as well that comes out of his performance.
You can't stop him, Stoic. You can only prepare him. Because the truth is, we aren't always going to be around to protect him.
My greatest wish is to go and live in these worlds, to go and tell stories in these worlds, to be able to exemplify everything that is exemplified by a great warrior, you know, to show the nobility, to show the courage, to show the challenges. When Dean said, okay, we're doing live action, I was thinking, well, and I'm the only actor that remains from the animated movie, so I also felt this additional responsibility to kind of bring that energy from the old guard in the animated version and bring it to the forefront in the live action medium.
He brought so much authenticity and warmth and humor and charm to the character in the animated movie. So to watch him bring even more of that into the live action depiction, to step right out of the animated movie and here he is in front of you, Stoic the Vast. It's such a treat to watch, and I can tell that he's having a great time.
Nobody on the planet Earth could play Stoic except for Gerard. He is so cool, so sick. He's the coolest dad ever, apart from when he's yelling at me. The character, not him himself. He's just so nice and so funny, and every time I see him, I'm like, okay, just be cool, be cool, be cool. A lot of the scenes he does are very intense, so watching his process is so fascinating to watch, and it's such an honor to work with him.
I can't kill dragons.
But you will.
No, I'm very extra sure that I won't.
It's time, Hiccup. There is a surprising amount of versatility and richness to Stoic's character. He also has such a deep-seated love for his son, and that kind of tears him apart because his son is not really who he wanted him to be. I don't see him. I don't feel him. I try to, but I'm so set in my ways. And that's a beautiful arc of a story for this tall, strong, fierce individual who is a chief and a warrior and will become one of the forefathers to other generations. To go through this with his son, it's very hard for him to bend and understand who he is now in this changing world with these new ideas. Hiccup! Whatever happens up there, I'm proud to call you my son.
And that's all I need.
That right there is some great drama.
Just the idea of filmmaking brings together the very best in the world. As a director, the best thing I can do is surround myself with the finest craftsmen and artists and filmmakers that are available, that are interested. So you become a family of really talented people that work really well together.
This is our war room. This is where we'll be doing all of our meetings and where we'll be doing planning on how to film
How to Train Your Dragon. Come to cinema near you soon.
I never formally went to film school for live action. Everything I know about it is from watching behind-the-scenes documentaries. And so it's become a habit of mine to just record everything as it's happening. There might be moments where there's something really kind of interesting and honest and difficult to recreate later.
We've surrounded Dean with great, creative, imaginative craftspeople in every area. So much of the world is being built, brick by brick. Whether it's our designer, Dominic Watkins, or our director of photography, Bill Pope.
Hey, Dean, what do you think? What do you think, Dean? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? When I watched this movie, I was like, holy mackerel. It's a perfect movie. The first conversation with Dean is like, I can't improve on it. It's so tight, but it would be fun to try to make a movie that's as good in a live action format. We are every day discovering how to do that. Why am I the only one rowing this boat?
There is no writer or director like Dean DeBlois and his emotional intelligence, his creativity. I was so excited about the fact that he was directing the live action because I love that man. He's a dear friend of mine now. I go and spend New Year's with him in Iceland because we're both essentially Vikings.
We are off the coast of Iceland at the moment. This is called the Westman Islands, and they're just spectacular. It kind of boggles the mind to think that we're here doing a location scout.
We'll film a lot of plates with a film camera strapped to the front of a helicopter like this, cruising across the sea, going through all the canyons, and then we use that to reconstruct the landscape in the computer. The aim at the end of the day is to feel like visual effects wasn't even there.
The biggest challenge of this movie has been envisioning the world of Berk as a consistent, lived-in world where everything's been touched and everything has a use. From the shapes of the helmets, to what the artwork looks like, to how the costumes interact, to even the design of the dragons.
We have Berk and what it was in the animated series, but what we're doing is we're pulling people from all over the world, different cultures, different ethnicities, to make this diverse kind of bundling village. It's just kind of this beautiful exchange of like culture and color, and I love Dean for that.
Dean really wanted a 360 feeling in all the sets, and so you look up and out and there's the statues of great Vikings and dragons and tapestries of old and the sort of folklore.
We used a lot of the dragons as motifs in our work. We concepted the dragons from the book and the original animations, and then went on to use them in furniture design, carving, architectural details.
There's so many bits in the film. If you paused it, you could zoom in on anything and see such detail there. The level of care that's gone into every single element of it.
They did such an incredible job with those sets, and every day I'd walk on set and I was just in awe of it.
The world feels lived in, and it feels like aged, and you get in and it's like, oh yeah, that family's been there for generations, that family's been there for generations, that tribe's been here.
Here in the center of our town, we have this mosaic which really describes the history of the Vikings that all came together. The original 3 tribes as represented by this plinth.
There's the carpenter, the painter, the blacksmith, the weaver, the barrel maker, the dyer.
In the village, there's like a fish hut, and there's actual fish in there, and it smells awful, and it genuinely smells, and they kind of put fans in there, and it blows the smell of fish into the village, and it's horrible. But it is so, you're there, and you're in it, and it's wonderful that you're so in it.
Today, we're in the Great Hall, which is the most sacred place, and it's mostly built inside of a cave, because when you're under siege by dragons and they're blowing fire, the rock is something they can't blow through. So furthest back in the cave, in a tiny chamber, is where they keep the Book of Dragons.
It's our most hallowed possession.
This is the Book of Dragons. They've accumulated the best of the warriors from all of these places and all of the information they have about the dragons that would be plaguing their parts of the world. These are all the things you need to know in order to survive. The Bone Napper, which is a dragon that is reputed to cover itself in the bones of its victims. These dragons are just deadly. So this book is kind of modeled after a very famous book in the Trinity Library in Dublin, Ireland. It's called the Book of Kells. It's an illuminated manuscript, which is difficult and expensive to assemble. So this is probably our most expensive prop, and rightly so.
Book of Dragons has been quite some journey in terms of getting involved with Laura the artist and our leather workers and the printers in creating biggest book I've ever made, biggest book the bookbinder's ever bound.
It definitely looks impressive. I mean, I like this size as well, but that feels really impressive. It differs from the animated movie in that it's much larger and it's very thick, leather bound with Japanese vellum paper. We tried to make sure that the style of the dragons was kind of unified, as though one artist had envisioned what each one of these dragons looked like. We wanted to give it the love and the care in order to really feel like something that is a living saga. This book will go beyond the film and hopefully be something that is treasured and shared and traveled around the world so that people could see it and interact with it.
We are scouting the skies to see where Toothless will fly. Look at this incredible cliff right here. As we like to say in this business, just add dragons.
Julian, describe the film in 3 words.
Dragons.
Amazing.
Of course, people come to these movies for the dragons, and we wanted to make sure we didn't disappoint, not just with Toothless, but with the whole array of species that we have represented in this movie.
Every culture in the world has a mythology of dragons. There are Chinese dragons. There are stories of dragons in the Middle East, in North Africa. And we thought, what an opportunity to sort of broaden the world of the film and open it up.
Our dragons in this film are creatures grounded in the natural world.
So each dragon has its own unique kind of look of fire. The Nada is very magnesium, so it's very plasmary. The Gronkor is very cannonballish. And that we just did there is the Monstrous Nightmare, which is very kind of a sort of napalmy, kind of lava-y, kind of splatty kind of look thing. So each dragon has got its own unique kind of flaming kind of look.
It doesn't want to be any bigger.
Hello, how are you?
There's a camera.
Yeah. Tom Wilton and his puppeteering team have been so important on this set because they are right there with the actors.
Going into this, I was like, oh, this is really gonna test my acting because I didn't know what I was gonna be acting with exactly. When I got here and I worked with the puppeteering team, they're so incredible. I could not have done it without them.
You might know this guy.
Yeah.
Seen this guy before, right? You recognize him?
We did puppet training as well, which sounds silly, let's be honest, but it was very fun. You get into it and you start acting with it, and I think that process every day when we were shooting with the dragons, it just helped a lot to like understand the size and the feeling.
We don't want you to hold back, we want you to sort of, work with Toothless and treat Toothless. Yeah, exactly.
Cool. We'll do the same thing with Stormfly as well, the Astrid's dragon.
The biggest key challenge, aside from designing dragons that felt real, was also creating imagery that you would believe of a person riding a dragon. Not only did we have gimbals, we also had dragon animatronics built on top of those gimbals. And the dragon itself would move. We could have a character that looked like a jockey on a horse, being part of the movement.
The animatronic is wild. I mean, this is my first time like seeing. Am I scared? Maybe a little bit.
One of my most emotional moments was when I saw Mason riding the gimbal for the first time. The gimbal is where we've innovated the most. Framestore created that whole thing. We designed with SFX in the computer for a long time before anything was physically built. That whole journey, which was an emotional one at times, has ended up with something that I think really, really works. You really believe that. Hiccup and Toothless are riding in tandem.
How often do you get to do a job where you get to ride a dragon? Not very often, or at all. Already.
I kind of see Meatloaf as they're just like a big dog that wants to be cuddled and that wants to be cared for and that wants to be loved. And yeah, I just love Meatloaf.
They turned it on, and truly this kind of thing suddenly just started to move and breathe, and it felt truly like you were on something alive.
It's been so much fun. It is like the most terrifying and like living, breathing thing. It's amazing. I've only been riding this for a day. I care about it greatly already. I can only imagine how amazing it is.
Any tips to Gabriel about dragon riding?
Everything he's doing is wrong, and he sucks. Look at him now.
Hi. How's it feeling up there?
This is my lunch. No, this is fun. It's mildly uncomfortable, but being on like a dragon and imagining is really cool, especially with the windy stuff.
All right, bud.
We did one of the scenes from Test Drive, and they have these speakers so they can talk to everybody, and they put on Test Drive, and the music started playing, and everything just changed. That moment was so special and so magical. That scene, as a kid, I was so in it, and to now me being in it is, I can't fathom it. I mean, I'm so lucky and so fortunate.
We're in the thick of going through, looking at hundreds of shots a day, and the degree of scrutiny of just whether something has too crisp a highlight or whether something needs to fall off in shallow focus, or just the integration of everything. I think that Frame Store under Christian Mance and Glenn McIntosh under their combined supervision of the characters and the visual effects has just delivered such a beautiful end result.
At Frame Store, we have about 1,200 people working away on this film. To see all of that go from ideas we had in previs through to being finished is great. It's a long journey, but it's really exciting to see it come together.
I'm so lucky to have been a part of that. Seeing me as Hiccup on a Night Fury, it's so surreal for me.
I'm actually envious of our actors to be able to try on their personalities and wear these costumes and walk into these sets, because it is transportive. It really makes you feel like you are on the island of Berk.
You literally fill his boots and you don that costume. And of course, my costume was so huge. That was my most intricate costume that I've had in many, many, many years as an actor in many, many films. It was also the most exquisite, the most beautifully designed.
Gerard Butler is a pretty big guy, but we needed to make him as big as we could. We built him into a padded under tunic, which gives him a little bit more, and then we give him pauldrons and all the detailing just to make him wider and wider. Luca, who's the metal worker, he makes up a model in metal, and then that gets molded and then 3D printed.
I'm not just 3D printing objects, but I'm also casting them in metal. This is an handmade piece, and this is a 3D printed piece. The difference is that I can also 3D print in soft material, so it's suitable for the stunts and for the dangerous sections.
Lindsay Pure, costume designer, she outdid herself, but she didn't just do that for me, she did that for all the actors. There were hundreds of costumes. Every helmet was different. They were all original, like fingerprints.
There's a few people from the Slavic countries that have a nose piece, and then people from the Mediterranean and the Silk Route, they have different helmet shapes and horns from animals of their lands.
This is a crowd helmet. It's one of maybe 200, maybe 220 helmets we've made for crowd. We have different horns that we kind of interchange with some of this to make them all look different.
Seeing me as one of my childhood heroes, that was everything to me. This is kind of embedded on me. So what happened was I had kind of trouble putting it on and off, so this is actually sewn into my skin. So I can't take this off, nor do I want to. It's pretty cool. So I go home as Hiccup. I'm now Hiccup. I'm referred to as Hiccup, sometimes Sir Hiccup. This is some of the people on set know what I mean.
The costume is amazing, and I loved it from the first fitting to now. I think Lindsay is so brilliant.
It's weird because it's like a process, right? You have someone who helps you get dressed, and I haven't had that since I was like 6 years old. Once you step into it, it's like there's no kind of turning back.
Putting everything on, then turning around and seeing the mirror and being like, oh my gosh, it's ripping up.
I remember Lindsay, the designer, putting the helmet on Snotlout. It was really like a puzzle piece thing. It was like, oh, there he is. I think so much of these characters is in the silhouettes of them, and you see them just lined up against each other, and you're like, they're there.
Wow, you look fantastic. Thank you. I feel great. You are Glauber.
Alessandro Bertolazzi, Oscar-winning hair and makeup designer. I just love that he casts such a wide net for inspiration, and seeing it get funneled into the specific looks that he came up with for all of the characters in the story was such a wonderful thing to visit him and his team as they're creating wigs and hair pieces.
What I was wearing, even though it was winter in Belfast, was so hot because I had so many layers on that I would sweat profusely.
The sweat was actually making the glue soften And so the beard and the mustache kept peeling off. And oftentimes you would walk by Gerard in between takes, and one of his assistants had a leaf blower stuck down his back and just running full blast to just to pump air through the suit.
Are you part of it? Are you lost, sir?
I volunteered to be one of the burly Vikings that Hiccup is making fun of.
Between you and me, the village could do with a little less feeding.
And it meant that I was quickly costumed by Lindsay Pugh and her wizards, and also Alessandro gave me a beautiful ratty wig to wear.
Feel secure?
Yep.
Yeah?
Yep.
Just need to get the helmet on now.
I didn't even recognize you. How are you doing? Good. How are you? Oh my God.
He likes it so much, he's going to dress like this every day, even after the movie.
My name's Tommy Dunn, and I'm the weapons master on How to Train Your Dragon. So what we have here is Stoic's axe. A few little areas we changed and a few little motifs we changed on ourselves, but the pattern, we took it basically off the animation. Hiccup's axe, you can see what it is. Again, this is the light version of. We've changed the interior pattern, so we basically created a Celtic pattern. Then we look at Astrid.
Oh my goodness.
Hopefully this is your beautiful axe.
Can I hold it?
Yes, you can.
Oh my God.
Taken straight off the animation, and we try and create a big version for her. So we have an 80% and 100% different sizes for her. Nice bit of binding and bit of wrapping on the leatherwork. We have fish legs on his mace. We have snotlouts, a spike mace. You got rough nut and tough nut on their quarterstaffs. And that sort of makes up the whole of the little arena of the trainees and on the younger generations. But all the cast like the weapons. Just trying to bring them home with them, but we stop them every day.
Come over and meet your sword.
You're so impatient.
I have been waiting for this moment. I've been waiting for this moment. Look at that thing.
So you've got the runes, top and bottom, for your long-lost wife.
Okay.
We created the flame coming out of the mouth on both sides, and then that intertwines.
Yes.
That pattern.
Cup of tea?
When you're doing action in an animated movie, it's fun, but for me, if I'm being honest, don't tell anybody. The action in the animated movies where I go, okay, this is more for the kids. The kids love the action part. Here, you are watching real people fighting with flames going over their heads, huge dragons. You feel the immediacy, the danger. It's a much more powerful experience.
It's actually quite a big action-packed picture. When I was watching the animation, it was all the stuff that I felt that I could add in the background. So in the battle sequences, when the dragons were attacking in the village, I was a bit like, this is going to be pretty big.
What was really great about this whole process is that we had lots of rehearsal time.
So the preparation of a dragon slayer. We had 3 weeks of stunt training, which was very new and exciting.
That was doing weapon training, fitness.
When Mason came in, he is such a talented actor and so talented physically as well, to the point where we was a bit like, you're almost too good to be Hiccup. We would get him to do forward rolls and he would nail it like that, and we'd be like, okay, now can you make it look a bit more scruffy, because he made it look too neat.
I love action stuff, and it's so much fun. As much as I can do my own stunts, I love doing them. But in this movie, I'm not doing too much stunts. It's more of just me running and falling. So I had to wear a lot of back pads, a lot of knee pads.
The pyrotechnics were so much fun. They were like, oh, we're all gonna have a turn pretending to get hit by fireballs.
What are these made of?
That's a secret.
It's the shield that's exploding, so it's got a little pyrotechnic here that goes and sends sand everywhere, so it burns very bright and quick.
We spent like 2 or 3 weeks learning how to hold the weapons, learning how to fight, and then you get onto set and you kind of have to forget all of that because you realize that these kids don't know anything and the purpose of them is to lose.
I'm really beginning to question your teaching methods!
This huge explosion went off behind me, and they're like throwing gravel, and there's like big clouds of smoke and puffs of air. I remember being like, oh, this is gonna be a fun one.
There was one where I get dragged through the mist, so I was very excited about that. So I got coasted up. That was very fun, especially because my helmet falls off and it just looks, I hope it looks great.
With Nico, I'm actually so proud of her for what she's achieved. She's done so much brilliant stunt work in this, where she was doing the fights on the teeth in the Red Death.
I didn't know I had that much pent-up rage. It was just a lot of like angry yelling and hitting and stomping around, but I loved it so much. I had such a good time filming it. It was just like my own kind of rage room.
Here we are, we're at the Red Death's mouth. So what we've got here, we've got is an air bellow rig. So when they dump and push the air, it creates like a kind of movement of the dragons moving his head around. Some of the teeth have got caps, which we've got electromagnets on. So it allows our character Astrid to axe at the teeth, and then on a certain cue, we can release these magnets and the teeth fall apart.
Every moment is full of character. Every trip, every fall, every weapon flourish, every bit of choreography. There's a beautiful silliness with all of it, but also, it looks amazing.
Not my fault, Astrid. I got distracted by the light in your eyes.
It's so beautiful.
I'm envious of this comedy troupe we've put together because I think this experience is going to really be a major chapter mark in their lives. You know, much like the hobbits on Lord of the Rings, they're getting to live together and eat together and spend their weekends together while they come to set together and play and find their characters.
We're here with the cast of How to Train Your Dragon, and Nico's here, and she says, "Hi, Nico." I don't know. She gets nervous.
Hiccup will be leading you, although he is admittedly completely useless.
What's really lovely is we all kind of live together in this apartment building, which is amazing. So that we'll kind of all pile into one apartment, typically Julian's.
They'd text the group chat, and Julian would be like, "Hey, can you bring down a pan?" So I'm like, "Oh, I got you. This towel, oh, I got you."
I'd make dinner for them and would, I don't know, host and watch movies. I'd watch a lot of movies back home from New Zealand. I was feeling homesick, so...
Yum. How's it taste?
If one of us is feeling homesick, everyone's like, "Oh, let's get together, we'll cook dinner, or we'll go out, we'll go to the movies or something."
Has anyone worked at a Viking fist bump yet? Wow.
I think Dean picked people that he wanted to work with and he thought would want to work with each other, and people who are fans of the movie, and so we all want to be here and we all want to serve the story for Dean. So we rehearsed for a bit and some improvisation sessions, and it was just loads of laughing.
Some folklore suggested I had a twin.
Folklore, sorry.
And like, some of this will get in the movie and that's fun, but actually I'm just having the best time.
It's nice to be around that kind of energy, and you sit and watch them muck around and have a laugh, and it's catching, you know, you want to be amongst that. The first 5 weeks were in the training arena, and it was freezing cold, it was like -2 in the day and raining and snowing, and we kind of just all huddled together in our big coats and bonded and got it done, and I think that kind of forms a little bond on a set, you know.
Look at those guys.
Ladies and gentlemen of the crew, there's a picture up on Harry and Bronwyn.
Farewell, nuts.
I'm on my last day of How to Train Your Dragon. I'm excited to go home, but I'm really sad to be finishing this movie because it's been a blast.
It's Sunday, April 14th, 2024, and I'm paying a last visit to our sets here on the Titanic because they're all about to be torn down, which is so sad that all of this incredible work is going to be dismantled and recycled, but that's the way it goes. It keeps people working and prepares the backlot for the next movie to come in.
Is a picture wrap on this young man?
Dean said really early on that he was like, "We can make loads of jokes. The films are funny." He's like, "But you can forget jokes after watching a film, but if you can create some wonder, then that lasts forever."
Nico Parker is picture wrap on camera today. Well done.
Every decision that's made is just so abundantly filled with love and care. I think you can feel it in everything.
This is your last shot. How does that feel?
It's really sad, to be honest. I wouldn't know where to begin. The crew, the cast, and everybody has been so wonderful and such an incredible experience. It's gone by so fast. I've tried to absorb it as much as I can, and it's a dream come true.
Hopefully I'll see you coming in.
Just the craftsmanship and the love, just the enthusiasm and passion that this crew has had in creating what is going to be a very memorable movie.
You know, you could tell we were making magic and it was being made for all the right reasons.
That is a picture of Mr. Gerard Butler.
What an amazing ride. I'm so honored to be a part of this, guys. Thank you.
Because there's nobody like you in the world, and you really are a brother in the making of this movie, so I thank you.
Just the wide array of moments and exciting footage that we've captured, it's dazzling. It's dazzling. It's a wonder to be a part of, and this whole thing is just one big giant adventure, and I wake up every day feeling so thankful that I get to do it.
I'm so excited.
Peekaboo. No, get me out.
Is that too much?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
My wig came off.
I've decided I don't want to. I'm sorry.
I think it's time
that
you learn to fight dragons.
What?
What?
Yeah, let's go again.
Pick up. He doesn't take me seriously as his dad.
Sorry.
It's not easy, is it?
Sorry, good boy. I'm sorry.
Read up. No.
Do the proper dialogue.
Believe me, it only gets better. Just.
I ran out of things to say. Someone say cut.
Yes.
I feel like a Viking now. I hope you do too.
This scene is dubbed Village Sneaking, and in the animated movie it came right after the montage. It's where Astrid almost catches Hiccup red-handed in the blacksmith stall at night. This was a bit of dialogue we used when we were casting the actors to try to do a chemistry read together, and so it has kind of a longer history within the making of this live-action version. But ultimately we decided it was really kind of dragging the pace down right in the middle of the movie where you don't want it to sag, and so we decided to lop it out.
Shh, 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 quiet. Good. Hey! Oh, come on! Focus! Focus! Come
Evening. Hiccup. Hi. I heard you are slaying them in the ring. You know, I'm trying. Not to. Okay. Hey, stop. Keep it down. Stop moving. Would you stop fidgeting? Thank you.
Hiccup?
Oh no. Astrid, hi. Astrid, hi.
You missed dinner.
Yeah, you know, swords aren't getting sharpened themselves. So, yeah.
You're sharpening in the dark.
I like to live dangerously.
Good. I'll help.
No. It's highly specialized work. Plus, it's filthy. I wouldn't want to get soot all over that perfect face.
You're about to get bruises all over yours.
This scene is dubbed Beach Break, and in the animated movie, it was the scene that followed Test Drive, where Hiccup and Toothless were taking a well-deserved break when they get accosted by terrible terrors. We shot this partially on location in Northern Ireland at the Giant's Causeway, and we built part of it on a stage at the Titanic Studios. In the end, we decided it didn't quite need to be in the movie. It actually dragged down the pace a little bit, and Hiccup was already learning that everything they know about dragons is wrong. So even though it was a cute moment with a bunch of terrible terrors, ultimately it didn't make it in.
Oh no, I'm good. Thanks. Not so fireproof on the inside, huh? Everything we know about you guys is wrong.